Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda. And by the way, before we start, I know I'm jumping in on this and I'm even surprising Keith with it, but just before you said, hey, 3 seconds, I read the chat. We're live on YouTube. And this guy, Chris, says, my wife just blindsided me with wanting a divorce, if you want to tear into this topic. First learned about it on Monday, and she wanted paperwork finalized today. Nobody asked him a question, by the way. This was just happening. Hi, how are you?
Wow.
Everybody?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, without any further ado, here she is, Ophira Eisenberg.
All right. Thoughts on this guy's problem? We're just diving in. There's no cold open. There's no.
That's funny when you're blindsided by it.
Yeah,
I was blindsided. I wouldn't use the word blindsided. I'm like, oh, I'm surprised, but I'm not. I'm surprised you want a divorce. No, I'm not. We both gave up.
I think no one is actually blindsided.
Right?
Sorry.
Completely blindsided, unless like you suddenly realize he's a Russian spy or something, you know, like,
Right.
I got caught, or like, well, I'm done with my job. I got to leave the country.
Right.
or
My wife
whatever.
is gone, and also is that floorboard has been opened up, and the fake passports are also gone. Yeah, like one of those. Right. Exactly.
Well, there is a show, Who the Fuck Did I Marry, right? And it's really, they're so cute. They don't write out the whole word fuck, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
very good. Is that how we all can watch it and safely feel prissy?
That's
Very
right.
nice.
Who the frig did I marry?
Yeah, oh my goodness. But you know,
What's our phone number, by the way?
646-502-8682.
Okay.
Okay. So I watched that show for a long time. I had to stop because it started making me paranoid. Well, it turns out I was right. But anyway, yeah, definitely watch that show as research for your own marriage.
There's nothing that cures paranoia than finding out you're right.
But I'm watching this thing, and I hated myself while I was watching it because I was like, this fucking guy. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, because they start off and it's like, oh my God, he was so into me. And the family's like, he was very in love with her, this, that, and the next. And I'm just like, why don't I feel it?
Right.
Why don't I feel your love story? And I know we're in hindsight, and I know everything's 2020, but I don't know. It was kind of weird that he was spending every Friday through Monday completely out of town, but I just thought, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I knew someone that used those exact words. I was blindsided by the divorce, but
It's third person. It's that person's fault already.
I know.
No matter
I
what
agree.
no matter what's happening, you should have.
You're like, can you imagine how much shit you didn't notice if
Yeah.
you didn't notice this?
Right.
Like, that's the problem with your relationship.
Right, because the person who was asking for a divorce did not wake up going, I think I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, yesterday was bliss with this person, and like I love talking to them, and like it's really nice when they're here in the morning.
Yeah.
But time for a new chapter.
I want a divorce. What? From where?
How did this happen? Where have you? No, the one person is going, my friend Andy Christie said it brilliantly about what his parents said to him when they discussed getting their divorce. His dad said, listen, Andy, it's because sometimes people change. And his mother said, listen, Andy, it's because some people never change.
Yes. Actually, I guess that's how you could be blindsided. You're
Yes.
just like, I don't get it. I drink every Sunday and I'm fine for Monday, and I've worked and I've always paid the rent, and we have a lovely thing, and once a month we see the in-laws, and I don't know what more do you want.
Right.
And in that case, it is true that like if your partner hasn't said like, I'm bored one time, maybe, then you could be blindsided.
So that's who Bob was, not a new roommate. That's why he's in our bed.
This whole time. I was just waiting. But again, I don't know how long this person's been married. Like, I don't know the circumstance. Did they meet this person, get married super fast, and then all of a sudden they're like, who are you? Who are you?
Honestly, he doesn't either.
That's actually why they're getting divorced. How long have we been married, honey? I don't know. Get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out. But I understand that feeling, Keith, that you had when she said, I want a divorce.
Right.
It's like, oh, wait, you're surprised that maybe she didn't give it like 5 more seconds, but you're not surprised that you're there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not exactly blindsided.
Right. It's not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, of course, but whoa.
Right, exactly. Right, because everyone's like, I didn't think it would come to this,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it came to that.
Those are the moments where it's like, oh, fuck, I'm an adult. Shit, there's paperwork involved in this garbage. Ugh.
Right.
I mean, it really ruins some people's lives just going through the process.
Yeah.
Like whatever the relationship demise is hard enough, but just the actual legal process, I've been told.
I actually think that a lot of people don't do it because the year of divorce, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
is too hard. It's like the change is a lot. You have to like discuss that with lawyers and the law in general.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe this boring Netflix life is not so bad. I think they start convincing themselves and they just are like, no, I don't want to fill out this paperwork.
Hey, what's going on? You're on Keith and the Girl.
Oh shit.
Hey, Keith, this is Chris Mendoza. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I've been better.
So,
But yeah, obviously.
so what literally happened?
So let's see. I'll lay it out how it transpired this week. I was at work Monday. Got a Hangouts message mentioning, hey, we should talk about some stuff.
Ooh.
I'm the type of person
And you've been doing the
that
dishes.
wants to know what those things are. Yeah. What is
Right.
that?
How long have you been married?
I've been married just going on 2 years now.
Okay.
Okay.
The
How long were
2-year
you,
itch.
how long were you together?
Over 3.
Okay.
Okay.
3.5.
Over 3.
Wait, saying so total over 3,
Yeah.
including marriage. The whole thing's over 3 years.
That question was
What
to
was
you,
the
Chris.
question?
3 years or 5 years total?
Correct. Yeah. Going on 6.
Okay.
Oh,
got it, got it,
Thank you,
got it.
Ophira.
No
Okay.
problem.
All right. That's a long time. You feel like you know someone. So when you came home from work, who initiated the conversation?
I mean, when I use the term blindsided and everything, it was totally unexpected. I mean, I try and stay an open book. Obviously,
Oh, these
I've been
open
listening
books.
to Ethan.
Oh, it's always someone else's book is the thing. She wants your book.
She's like, could you close the book every once in a while? Could you put it away, back on the shelf? No?
So when you get the message, hey, we have to talk, you come home, who starts the conversation?
So I get home first. I actually start the conversation.
Okay.
Ooh, that's bad news.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
What do you mean?
I think that's bad. I think when someone's like, we need to talk, but then they wait for you to bring it up
Oh.
or you're the one who brings it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you tell this closed book?
Right. So, I mean, the conversation started basically with the admission that she's an alcoholic.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have
And-
problems. You leave. I can't date someone for a year. No, we're married.
right.
I'm sure that applies. You have to leave for a year.
Okay. So
Yeah.
did you know she was an alcoholic?
Right. I mean, I've been training recently for the Chicago Marathon. So I have examined my relationship with alcohol and decided to cut it out mainly for health reasons. So I haven't really been imbibing maybe as much as she has or enjoying like a drink with dinner or anything. So I wasn't really as aware necessarily of how badly or how much she was drinking.
Do you agree that she's an alcoholic?
I think he has to. No, you're not.
Right.
honey.
So she came to that conclusion herself. Obviously, I couldn't diagnose her with anything like that, but
Okay.
it was something that I've mentioned in the past. There's
Okay.
certainly been days
Okay.
where like I'll go to bed earlier, 10:30, and she might stumble into the room or something. So the next morning I would say like, hey, like what's going on? And raise it as an issue and say like, is this something that you wanted to talk about or look into? Like I've personally gone to anonymous meetings myself just to understand like what are people saying in these sessions? What are those people's relationships with drinking as well?
Cool. What was the other reason?
What do you mean the other reason?
Well, you said it started with I'm an alcoholic, and that's it. That's why you're getting divorced.
Oh, no. So basically, she told me she's an alcoholic, and she does not want my help seeking treatment or finding help. She wants to go it alone. And I said, what does that mean? And she says she wants a divorce.
What? What
Oh,
is?
Jesus.
Where is A?
That skipped a step.
Where's A and where's B? What?
Yeah, it sounds. I gotta say,
Yeah.
you know, some of the biggest cliches in life are just true, and one is you don't. If you want to go it alone, you're not doing it, right? You
Well-
can't go it alone.
well,
There's
here's the-
no way to go it alone.
He actually can't help her with
No,
with her
exactly.
alcoholism, but that doesn't mean they get divorced.
Right.
Yeah, and she might need to. Right, she can't go, but she is not going to cure herself alone.
No, no.
I'm glad you're thinking about help, baby. This will bring us closer. Oh, shit. You didn't let me finish.
So, Chris, doesn't it? Is this weird? Does it feel like there's something else that you're missing? I guess that's why you called it blindsided. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
How has your relationship been?
I mean, we've definitely struggled in the past. Like we do have mismatched libidos and all of that. Suffered from issues with like a dead bedroom and whatnot, and we've worked through those problems.
Did you?
We've
Did
discussed,
you?
Well, yeah. I mean, to the extent of like, what are your needs and what are mine? Let's find a way to compromise. So I thought we were at a healthy point with that.
Did you find a compromise?
Yeah, I can look at her and jerk off.
Well, did you?
I mean, honestly, the compromise, because we did seek out couples therapy before getting engaged and everything. The compromise is really like we needed to go on a schedule. What if we scheduled our interactions and we're a bit more intimate in text and everything, just to like.
But did you do that?
Add more of the playful stuff that was there when we first started chatting with each other. But
did you actually do it?
So,
did you actually do it?
Yeah, of course.
Not of course. Were you having the sex and the sexting and the excitement that the therapist taught you or that you guys decided? Was the compromise actually being followed through on?
No, not entirely. And not on so the mismatch was
Of
basically.
Of course, no.
I mean the mismatch was she's on anxiety pills and everything, so that's her excuse for having a lower libido. But I found ways to work around it and just try
The butt.
whatever I can do to change those things or influence that.
Right. I mean,
but I've tried to work with her, add exercise, add more activities and things.
Okay,
to
you're
our
wonderful
day
and you're
that
the
just-
best.
Are you over it, or are you looking to fight for it?
What is that?
I wasn't willing to give an extra fight. I'm like, if you know what, if you give up, then I give up. Are you gonna? Is this the end, or are you gonna try to fight for it?
Right.
No, honestly, we're in a position where we don't have shared assets. We don't have a property together or anything.
No kids.
But I am insecure. We have financial issues. So a big tricky piece is we need to work out what is the equitable distribution of our debt.
Let me ask you this.
Illinois is strange. Illinois has those fast track, no fault divorces that you can file immediately, no separation period.
Right.
No, you don't have to prove any
Wait,
efforts
don't
towards
apply for that
reconciliation
yet.
or anything.
No.
I appreciate your pragmatism, but I feel like being blindsided and moving very quickly to how to separate your debt says to me about something about your emotional state of mind.
Yes.
Like anger, you mean?
Yeah, or just like you are working it out already.
Yeah, but also, let me ask you this about your relationship. Every day, can you account for where she was all the time or who she was chatting with online? Did she have a lot of computer time or a lot of unaccounted for? Where are you?
Yeah, let's be clear. We don't have her side of the story, but I'm on it.
So that's interesting. So
Isn't it
I
just?
handle, I lift every aspect of this relationship. Basically, I handle the finances. I schedule all of the little nuanced details of things. So booking vacations,
you're gonna
what have you.
love Al-Anon. Oh, and they're gonna
Right.
love you in there. Oh boy, you
Right.
are the
So-
freshest of meat.
Do you guys love it when there's
So
a new person?
there's an aspect of codependency on both ends.
Oh yeah, both ends.
Isn't that funny? You're laughing at the nice person.
I know. I'm so sorry.
No, I get you, but that's funny. You'll see. We can't be so nice. That's our problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's not nice. It is trying to create a conclusion by manipulating the situation and calling it nice. So you're not recognizing that she does not want that schedule, but you're like, I would want a schedule.
Right.
I would want somebody organizing my life. And so maybe you organize your own life. But this is horrible, by the way. And I'm sorry that we're making fun of it, but I'm not actually sorry. Where is the time that she's not accounted for? Is she online with it? Is she online where you're like, how could somebody be online for an hour without working, without playing a video game? what the fuck are you doing? Do you have a project going on that's
Right.
not? What's happening? Is it that or is it?
Do you have a project?
Just tell me you have a project.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
You're giving me a million reasons.
Go ahead.
So, like, with the admission of being an alcoholic, like, a lot of this comes with, she's recently joined a social volleyball league, which is obviously those social sports and intramural leagues are centered around drinking. And then the sports side is a bit of the, is an aside. So she's joined this team recently. And because, of course, I handle all the expenses, she's actually on my family's family plan. I was able to see that, like, she has been communicating with someone more frequently. And I don't know about what or what context, and that's all the information I can pull. I mean, I have no problem asking her face to face. Have you been emotionally cheating? Have you been physically cheating?
Why would
she says no.
Why would she?
She's
tell
going
you
the
that?
nuclear option here, so I want to know all the things.
She's not going to tell
and
you.
She's claiming to be honest, but
But a
obviously I don't
dishonest
trust her
person
right now.
always claims to be honest.
Sure. That's
Like if I was lying to you, I'd be like, no, honey, of course not. Especially if we're getting divorced. What's the point of now me extra breaking your heart?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course everyone's their own protagonist.
Yeah. That was deep.
Sorry, too big of a word. All right.
So when you say you went to anonymous meetings, did you go to open AA meetings or Al-Anon? And you could say anonymous.
I went to AA.
I knew it.
Which anonymous meeting did you go to?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could not answer.
Oh,
But
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
How
just
did
joking.
you know it?
I knew
Yeah,
it.
it was just a general Alcoholics Anonymous
Yeah,
meeting
I
that was
knew it.
hosted at a local community college.
We follow.
because of the way he's talking, he's still trying to figure out who she is, and Al-Anon would help him figure out who he is.
I see.
And
I
so
see.
he's like, yeah, I went to an anonymous meeting to see what happens, and I'm like, nope, that's still somebody else.
Oh, great. So I can abandon trying to figure out other people?
You
Is
have to abandon trying to figure out other people.
God.
Thank you, sir, for your
Anything
divorce.
I've gotten out of this.
Chris, this is so fucking
I'm
difficult.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Have you cried yet?
Of course. Like, I had to break it to my parents, and I
Oh,
told
you
them
move fast.
yesterday.
Yeah, why did you move so fast? Because you.
What is that?
Well, I mean, sorry, because I'm just catching up to your entire life.
You'll understand. What did you major in?
But so I guess you think she is dead serious. I mean, I've been with people who throw something like that around a little bit. I've been with people that are dramatic and say things that they do not mean, especially things that sound very final.
Throwing out, let's get a divorce?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, 3
How
days.
well do you know this person?
That's right. Who cares, man? I'll tell you how I felt. But I was also, but also then was surprised to find out later that, I've only been married once and I'm still in that marriage, but I've been with people that went for a nuclear option in the relationship and then a couple days later went back on it.
Yeah. I've had that in a relationship before where the fight got so big. I said, let me let you know, whether I said something about being friends or I won't talk ill of you on the show. They're like, why are you saying it like we broke up? I'm like, no, you broke up yesterday.
Right.
You did it. You said the words.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering because the person I was with would do it to elicit a reaction because they were so dramatic and needing that, and so this didn't get a good enough reaction. And then this didn't. So then just it kept escalating.
Can I tell you, I would break up with you just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't fucking push me until I react by saying I want a divorce.
Right.
And and I totally get that. And that's such a motherfucker thing to do. It's because, you know what it is? It's taking the responsibility and going, you give me love. You give me what I need.
That's right.
Without saying like, I need to go out to a movie every here and again. I'm not excited about how much I have to pay the bills. It's just like, you always do this and you're this way and you're that way. Nobody gives a shit. You're not my mother and I don't need somebody yelling at me. What do you want?
Right. What's missing?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't know, your partner. So I don't know if that makes any sense in the realm of things. All I hear is that she said that, and then you told your parents.
It just happened. Parents got called. We're on the phone now. This is going fast.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm totally impressed that you guys are the second call.
Thank you. A little offended, not the first, but I get it. You talk to your parents.
So I do think it's one of those things where it's like, well, if I'm getting a divorce, I do have to do A, B, C, and D because I got to get ahead of this problem.
Yes.
So I feel like he's just getting ahead. He's very organized. It's like, oh, my relationship is disorganized. Here's our calendar. The calendar will make it better. Oh, you're going out all the time. I'm very organized. I know where you are, so nothing bad could be happening, even though I feel like something bad is happening. So this organization in your brain is just going to organize you into your own death, like the death of your emotions and the expression of it. But I'm telling you, the anonymous meeting that I go to teaches me what the next step is, because all the steps that you're taking are frightening, all of them. I'm projecting, but to me, they're all frightening. Everything that comes after we're getting a divorce, your head's exploding because your whole situation just took a right turn. Yeah. And now you have to respond and not respond at the same time because you could freak out. Yeah. So I think that's why I go to anonymous meetings, so that they can remind me nothing's actually happening. You don't have to take giant steps.
And you meet celebrities too, right?
Keith?
Well.
Yeah, tell us about the people in the anonymous meetings. First of all, where is it, what time, and who's in it?
Are we talking Brad Pitt level, or are we?
I mean, all I'm saying is take a look at the pictures when we post pictures for the episode.
I know.
Chris, how are you? What a stupid question, but let's answer.
Obviously, been a lot better, but I've always enjoyed keeping the girl. This is a break spot in my day, so I'm happy to be on the show. Maybe not for this reason.
If you decide to be celibate, 11 months counts as 12 months. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
Do you have a best friend who suddenly looks hot?
Oh, that's amazing.
Take your time, and I think one of the greatest things to do right now is make a very short list of the people that you can call to like hang out and talk about nothing, or hang out and talk about this, just so you have a relief from this thought process.
I'd say time takes time, but this guy's on the fucking fast track.
Call us every Friday.
Exactly.
In the life of Chris. Right. All right. Thanks, buddy. Sorry to hear that.
Don't hang up on him. It'll blindside him.
Right. I'm going to hang up now, but it's with peace and love.
Oh, Chris.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks.
Everything's going to be okay.
Whew. Well.
Oh, Ophira. Please correct me.
No. You just said something that I was like, I got to remember. Oh, yeah, that nothing's really happening. What did you just say when you were talking about the meetings that they teach us?
Yeah.
It's like
it feels like everything's happening.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, we're just sitting here and nothing is actually happening.
Nothing is actually happening.
Nothing's happening.
Right.
So you don't have to make a decision every goddamn moment of your life.
Right, because nothing's happening. And you can just keep having nothing happen if you want to.
Well, maybe not that, Ophira.
Okay, sorry.
What are your thoughts on
too far.
What are your thoughts on gun control, Chris? All right, I'm just being silly. All right, later.
Oh shit.
Drop the call. Sorry.
How did you like this call? 5 stars.
Oh, I do love that. Yeah. That like there's a live show and he just comes in going like, "Here's my day."
Right.
That's awesome.
Wild. Has that happened often?
The divorces, yeah. No. Some about us.
No.
But we can't worry about them.
We're trend makers is the thing. And people see how divorce is so great for us.
Right. But, well, I can't imagine I didn't tell my parents about the divorce for the longest time. I don't need the advice, the non-advice, any of that. I got married in secret for a year. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Picture him when I tell about a divorce. You could be divorced now.
I might be divorced.
Ophira, I follow online, of course, at Ophira E. Ophira E is the Twitter account. My mom's turning 90 in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. That was a few days ago.
When she saw me, she said, quote, "You look beautiful. You haven't lost any weight, but that's okay. Welcome home."
Still, huh?
Oh, and there was 2 more. I bought her a pair of leggings. And I was like, is she a medium or small? And I was like, I like them too. So I'll just get one for me and one for her and she can pick. And then I was like, Mom, I got you these leggings, medium, small. Which one do you want? She goes, well, you're not a small.
Wow.
I was like, what is going on? And you want, this is the full dark sickness of it. She's really, at 90, really proud of herself right now because she lost 15 pounds because she was going through 20 bouts of radiation.
Oh my
And
God.
so she lost 15 pounds, and it's the lightest she's ever been. And she's like kind of
Pleased.
pleased.
Let me tell you, after
The
my
shit runs deep,
after-
man.
yeah. After my tumor, and I found out that after my open heart tumor, found out that the husband was doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
I lost my appetite, and I'm like, I don't know how to fully be upset about this.
Right.
I am 50-50 on this, and I feel less feminist. I feel like my mother's still here, even though we haven't spoken in a long time, but I am skinny. Look at me. I can't eat more than an egg. Just one.
Yeah. Anytime you feel you're going to finish that pint of ice cream, text the ex. Get sick a little.
It really does run deep. And my mother would also do that no matter what. One of my last interactions with my mother, and she's still alive, okay? She goes, oh, look, I wore like more fitted jeans during her visit for like a moment. And she goes, oh, like basically like you're not as fat as I thought you were. Like this is, and then she starts going on and I'm like, you know, Mom, I'm going to stop you. And I don't like stopping her because then it's like, now we have to be upset about
That's right.
what the
Right.
fuck.
Yep.
You know, we can be this level of upset, but if we mention it, we're going to be a whole new level of upset, and I don't want to deal with that. But I was like, I'm going to stop you and just let you know, just on the off chance that you might not know this, I have a mirror.
Right.
I live in America, and they hand out mirrors. I found one on the street the other day.
People are throwing them
They
out.
do. They throw them away. You
Yeah.
can't stand in front of an elevator without staring
Yes.
at yourself.
We got all these problems, but it's hard to say we're one of the bad countries in the world. You know what I mean? There's mirrors everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know what the worst part of Throwback Thursdays are for social media? I look at my pictures, and all I can post is, thought I was fat, parents thought I was fat, look
Right.
at my abs.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a six-pack in some of these, and my parents were like, just 10 more. Just 10 more pounds. Just, they once...
You're on a roll. You're doing great so far.
Yeah. My father, and I've said this before on the show, my father, I think I was like 14 years old, and I first got into high school, and, you know, they gave me $3 a day, so I bought a couple candy bars.
Yeah.
And really just mismanaging the $3.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and that was my lunch. It was so stupid. I gained like 10 pounds in my first year, whatever they call that freshman thing that usually happens in college. It happened to me in high school. I was still fine,
Right.
but my dad was like, hey, let's play a game. Let's have a bet that you lose 10 pounds in a month.
Bet you can't.
Yeah. And
Prove me wrong.
And I'm like, God damn it, I want that $100. And I did.
Did you?
I did. I lost the weight. He gave me the $100.
He found my bottles of vomit. I had to pay for...
And then he said to me, double or nothing.
No.
Yep. Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, you could do it once. You could do it a lot.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I ever heard the double or nothing
Double
part.
or nothing.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I remember the exact moment, you know, where my mother is, you know, she sprinkles this around, but she is that person who my entire life, you know, if we were going to the mall as a kid and someone got out of their car that she perceived as overweight, she would literally say under her breath to me, like, eat another sandwich, like just all the time.
All the time.
All the time. And I remember getting a cup of coffee with her when I was 16 after a dance performance, and I was like, I want a coffee. I loved coffee always. And she was like, and she did make a comment about how big my butt looked. And it's like one of the first things that always comes up in my head.
huh. Oh,
Always.
with coffee? She ruined coffee?
She ruined coffee.
Who ruins coffee? Starbucks tries so hard. It still hasn't
I know.
ruined coffee.
They're doing great.
Oh.
We got a place across the street called Big Ass Coffee, and it makes Ophira cry like a baby. Like a baby.
Big butt Jabba.
It's so relentless. And, you know...
Do you want a large? Fuck you. She's the only one that uses the terms grande, venti.
Yeah, be nice about it. Be Italian.
That's so sad. And there's no cure for it because, you know, it's stupid for me to sit here across from you and say, like, I never saw an inch of fat on you ever in the entire maybe 20 years that I've known you now, or something like 10, 15, I don't know. But what does that mean?
No, I even told my mother, because she's 90, and I said, do you realize you said this to me twice? And she was like, what are you talking about? No, I didn't mean it. Those pants you're wearing are small, right? Extra small, small. And I was like, done. We're done. Done. Stop it. This is crazy.
I said that to a model? I can't picture it.
Yeah, that it was just too much.
You know what you should do? Back at her, pretend she has Alzheimer's, and everything that she says, go, you just said that.
Right.
How
old is your child?
He's almost 4.
Do you have to watch yourself how...
Well, you have to watch yourself, apparently, right now.
You don't want to do the things your parents did wrong.
Yes, of coururse.
But do you go overboard?
I think I already have, because I am always, I'm giving him lots of approval and attention. That way he will not become an artist. But I do give him a lot of approval and attention, and he drew something the other day, and I was like, that's amazing. And he said, pretty good for a genius, right?
Holy shit.
And I was like, but he doesn't even know it. Like, he's still just parroting things I've said to him, right?
So he thinks a genius is a 4-year-old.
I guess so.
Like another word for a 4-year-old.
He might be right.
You were complaining about something, and your son goes, Mom, it's impossible to be perfect.
Yes, that's what he said to me. I think he thinks he is perfect, but he was like, Mom, it's impossible to be perfect.
Are you reading self-help books to him at night? He's like, 10% happier, but
Right.
I love 10% happier. Like, talk about the fact that we've totally given up on happiness.
That's the name of the book, right?
Yeah.
I just started 10% happier.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be achievable. That's like the thing that's supposed to rope you in. That is just like, you're just going to do one thing, and that's going to raise you 10%, and that's all you need.
Well, that's the thing, is people tend to get anxiety because what you're doing is you're looking at the mountain that you want to climb, but you're only looking at the peak, and the peak will be far away all the time. So all the momentum that you're getting and every step that you're doing, you're not giving credit to, even though a week ago you were down there.
That's right.
So 10% happier means like take the site. I'm assuming I only read like 2 pages.
Yeah.
But I guess I should just write the book.
Yeah, it sounds like you should write it.
I'm reading just a smidge better. And it just
A
tells
smidge
me.
smodge at a time.
My book's all about, like, take a step back, so then when you're back to your old self, you'll feel like you did something. Although I gotta say, I'm like so into goals and so terrible at making them. But I'm always like, I should just sit down. This is my entire life, is like, I should just sit down for 2 to 3 hours with a book, like a writing book, and just write out all my goals. And then and I'm constantly looking for this time and this space to do this thing, and I never do it.
See, because why would you dedicate 2 to 3 hours for something that's already overwhelming you? That seems like a long time.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Because you...
Now I got to find time for this bullshit?
Right. But then I was like, I'll do it later. Like, really, yesterday, I was like, I have a little bit of time. And then I was like, not enough. And I don't really know what my goals are. And then I went to get a lift. And the first thing lifts...
Like an Uber.
Like an Uber.
Yeah.
And the first thing on the homepage, it says, where are you going? And I was like, I know! I'm trying!
You too?
Yeah, exactly.
Mom made this app.
I've been working on something called 1 minute at a time.
Ooh, what's that?
Yeah. Well, with all the stuff that I have been reading about 10% happier and how to live in the now and like what makes people happy, what makes people successful, I have narrowed it down to 1 minute a day. So that you can because one of the biggest things to do is to change your habit. And that's the hardest thing. Like when you reach for a soda or when you reach for whatever, it's already in the habit. So you're like dead to it and you're blindly going about your day or you're overwhelmed with the 2 to 3 hours of task that why would you get to that when you have all this other stuff? So I'm doing a thing where you can reset your mind and possibly get to the things that you want to do just generally in life 1 minute at a time. And Keith jokes is it taking a while because you're doing it 1 minute at a time?
I don't know if the professor takes a minute at a time.
So you're saying if you have a large project, you devote 1 minute to it.
I would say you have a large life. Devote 1 minute to it.
Oh, I feel tired.
That's a hard 60 seconds.
Okay. All right.
I love it. I would like to travel with you, and I'm going to be like, here's how great life is. And Ophira is going to be like, but what about if you think about it?
If you think about it. Let me just break it down for you.
Yeah.
I know. It's true. I often feel bad. I wish I lived more in the clouds. I live so on the ground. So on the ground.
Well, you're still married, and I got divorced and wondered what the fuck. So we both have things that work for us.
Can, just for the record, you can be married and wonder what the fuck all the time.
That's true. And I was.
I miss my dogs.
Yeah.
That's the thing I miss in the relationship.
My dog passed away a couple months ago. I miss my dog.
Oh my God, she just totally trumped you. Sorry,
Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah, sorry,
Ophira,
man.
how are you?
No, my dogs are alive and I can't see them. They're in Texas. So I have.
They're in
worse.
Texas?
Yeah, my ex is in Texas. Yeah.
Oh my exes.
Are you sure?
I get home, she's still there. You are not paying attention.
I'm sorry your dog passed.
I
How long
know.
did you have him?
12 years.
Is it nice that you got to trump Keith for a minute,
I
though?
did, yeah. He says dogs. I was triggered.
Yeah, that's a long time, though.
Poor little Mocha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sucked. You know what the hardest part is? Well, the dog got sick. Everyone knows what that's like. Then you have to sit there and look at this dog, and you have to make the decision because that's the way it works.
Yeah. How did the baby get along with the dog?
Not great.
No.
Nope.
All right.
Lucas, we were like, oh, actually, when I said we tell him the truth, no
Okay.
beating around the bush, and then someone told us is that you say, listen, the dog's body stopped working, like toys get broken and things like the dog's body stopped working, and so we had to take her to the veterinarian, and they said they couldn't make it work anymore. And so she's not going to be here.
How did he handle that?
Well, he said, well, where is she now? And I was
then
like,
I explained there is no heaven.
well, that's the thing. I was like, what am I going to say to that? And Jonathan, my husband, jumped in and he went, heaven. And I was like,
No.
all right,
Okay.
I guess we're doing heaven.
He'll take it from there, apparently. All right. Go ask your father. Fuck you.
Yeah. And then I don't know who he was talking to or what happened, but then he came home the next day and he goes, one day we're going to go see Mocha in Long Island. And I was like, what? I was like, Mocha's not in Long Island.
No, that's where everyone's dead. So.
So obviously that's what one kid in school was told, right? Like,
Yes.
your dog didn't die. He's in Long Island.
That's right. Like running in fields in Long Island.
Hey, Mom, I realized Long Island's not that far away. Let's.
Right.
So I had to say, I'm correcting you. Long Island is a place. We can go there. Mocha is not there.
Huh.
He must be like, Mom's so fun.
Well, you forget to account that like other people's parents are going to lie to the kids, and now they're
Yes.
cross-pollinating some bullshit.
I know.
Well, your kid is now telling everyone about a heaven. Now you
That's
got to
true.
deal with that.
It's true. He's
Right.
asked no for more questions about heaven, which I was like, cool. Although today he said, are we Jewish? And Jonathan said yes. And I went,
Which was a very Jewy answer of you.
You're so Jewish, you don't know.
That's right. That's right.
You don't know what's on the other side? No, but definitely not in Long Island. I promise.
That's
you.
all I know. That's all I know.
It's pretty Republican over there.
I saw this video that's going viral about a YouTuber, an influencer.
Sure.
Right? Obviously, this woman's very attractive. She puts this post out, and you know how you notice the videos now? They're 2 seconds, then another cut. 2 seconds, another
Yeah.
cut. Hi, how are you?
It's
And I'm
always
like,
the jump cutting.
you
Yeah.
could have just said that. Hi, how are you?
We're not allowed to criticize in that way because it shows a certain age.
Oh, I'm a 5-second kind of guy, but okay, that's fair.
That's what I've read.
Anyway, she uploads this video. How dare you? That's why the vote. So I'm watching this video, and she put something up by mistake, and it was supposed to be. I'm not sure exactly what she influences, but she would have the dog jump in a couple times. Her dog's running around the house. Well, she puts up a video by mistake of it uncut, and it's her punching, spitting on the dog, choking the dog because it's ruining her shot.
Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
So the dog would come all cute. You know, dogs are
Oh my
dopey.
God.
Dog comes on over and she's like, "Hi guys," and like shoves the dog's head into the ground. Anyway, hi guys. Like, you know, as fake as you would imagine.
Oh my! This person's a monster.
Yeah.
Total monster.
Yeah.
And the dog keeps coming back to her because
Yeah,
that's
'cause
what
it's a
dogs
dog.
do.
Oh.
It'll take love, cruelty to these animals.
There's nothing crueler to me.
They keep coming back to you. That doesn't mean it's okay. You are their life.
So is she being influenced out?
She's being slowly influenced out, so she put out a statement.
I like that Ophira just coined a term.
Yeah.
Influenced out.
Forget canceled. She's influenced out.
Where am I going to learn about makeup tips? To everyone who has been commenting on my social
No,
media as of recently.
whatever this is, no.
Yeah, I know that first line. I'm like, I'm out.
Anything I say isn't going to make those who believe I'm a bad person stop believing that.
True.
And I'm aware of this.
Great.
I apologize to anyone who has been affected negatively by the footage.
You mean the dog?
Yeah.
Has the dog been taken away?
Right. Don't act like I'm a pussy because I was affected.
Yeah.
First off, I want to address the uncut footage. On the day in particular that the video was filmed,
Nope.
and actually this past week, things in my outside life have been less than exceptional.
Don't care.
No, this is a terrible response. If this is your response to a quote bad week,
No.
you need to be looked at. This is a high level
Yes.
of anger.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, that's the number one thing they say about people who like murder,
Right.
is that they're cruel to animals.
Yeah. I'm not going to play the victim card or anything of that sort, but
What is the victim card, you cunt? I don't appreciate I'm not going to play the victim card. If you're a victim, then you get to put out victim card because it's not actually a card. You just got victimized.
That's right.
So there's no victim card.
I'm not going to play the victim card or anything of that sort, but I do want to point out that I am rarely as upset as what was shown in the footage. The bubbly, happy-go-lucky Brooke, her, that you often see in my videos is typically an accurate representation of me, but it's obvious that I'm playing up my mood in this video, and I'm clearly actually frustrated.
You know what this sounds like? Now think about it from a man who just beat a wife. And I know like people are like, but that's a dog, whatever. No, it's the level of anger that you got to something that's helpless. So imagine, you know, a lot of people stay in these abusive relationships because it's like, I'm not always like that. You know that we have like these great times and I'm usually bubbly and I'm usually nice. It's only every here and again that I hit you.
Rarely.
Yeah, rarely.
Not never.
Yeah.
Not the first time.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Yes.
Her name is Brooke Houts. That being said, this does not justify me yelling at my dog in the way that I did. You can't trick me.
Yeah.
I saw the video. I didn't mean to yell. I
Right.
didn't mean to yell.
I hope someone's opening up her back door right now.
This does not.
My goodness.
to
Oh,
let-
for the dog to come out. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
not for them to go on, to let the...
Ophira. I was like, wow, this is next level, Ophira.
That being said, this does not justify me yelling at my dog in the way that I did, and I'm fully aware of that. Should I have gotten as angry as I did in the video? No. Should I have raised my voice and yelled at him? No.
Those were not our questions.
Right.
Do not interview yourself about this.
Could I have worn a better shirt in the video? Yes. I make mistakes too. However, when my 75-pound Doberman is jumping up in my face with his mouth open, I do. As, by the way, the cutest dog. She's acting like it's a dangerous Doberman and she had to do what she had to do.
Yeah, but if it's a dangerous Doberman, you cannot have that dog. This now you are playing the victim card because you're not the victim in this.
However, when my 75-pound Doberman is jumping up in my face with his mouth open, I do, as a dog parent, you parentless people wouldn't understand, have to show him that this behavior is unacceptable. But I want to make it known, regardless of what my dog does, I should not have acted that way towards him.
You know
what?
Every line is a contradicting line from the last one.
Yeah, I guess she's just trying to say, you know, can't be perfect.
Progress, not perfection,
Yeah,
guys.
that's right.
I'm trying to be 10% better. I want to clarify that I am not a dog abuser or animal abuser in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
Try again.
I'm actually the least abuser you would know.
I am the best with dogs. There's never been anyone better with dogs than me.
Who does all this remind you of, right? Anyone who has witnessed or heard true animal abuse will be able to clearly see that.
Yo!
Wow.
I'm an asshole now. My dog, in no way, shape, or form, was hurt by any action that I displayed in this video.
Do you know what way, shape, and form means?
Right.
It's so terrible.
I know people are going to say, you don't know how he really feels, and this is true. But if he was audibly and physically in pain, it would be a different story.
Are you kidding me?
I also did not spit on my dog, but I understand how it could look like I did. Did I get in his face and take unnecessary action towards him? Yes, I did.
Keith, what did it look like when she was spitting?
I only saw the video once. I couldn't take seeing it more than once. I didn't notice.
Wow. This is Keith Malley saying he watches The Boys because he's like, yes, just enough violence for me to feel good.
I watched both seasons of the beheading videos, if you remember. Yeah.
Both seasons.
Yeah.
Was the second season better?
Honestly, they're getting artsy. But I couldn't watch this twice, so I didn't notice spitting. I noticed choking. I noticed slamming the head into the ground. That's what I noticed. And you know the spitting is the least of it because she's willing to bring that up.
Right. And throw it out there.
I see.
The spitting is just so bizarre, though, right?
Like you're a person who spits when you're angry.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Andrea saw the video, says she clearly spits.
I cannot believe, Andrea, that you were able to see this video.
It was her job, and I'm sorry.
Oh, Keith, made you see the video?
Yeah.
Wow, it's either remembering the Holocaust. I didn't know what to talk about today.
Would you have seen this video if it wasn't for work? No.
Yes, I did, and that was not the way I should have handled the situation. Did I spit on my dog? No. My family and I are in the process of getting him training. The training that I've been looking for.
Getting him training?
Yeah. We don't want this to happen again.
She's got a family?
The training that I've been looking at for him is very expensive because it'd have to be one-on-one with a trainer. Ever since he was attacked at the dog park, he isn't okay with being around other dogs. He sticks on me like Velcro if he is in the presence of another dog, even a little Chihuahua.
She honestly should run for presidency. This is
crazy.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Again, we're live on YouTube. Our channel is called Keith and the Girl. Joanne Sanders is listening in. She totally spit on the dog, so she watched the video. Also.
I just can't see him getting what he needs from a group training environment. This is what we're talking about. That being said, I know I personally can learn more effective techniques to get his energy out and keep him disciplined as well. You dog owners will understand.
Well, what are you doing about it? Because so far you told us the dog is going to learn more. You're like, and I totally need to do something about that too. Anyway.
Yeah.
Am I perfect? No. I'm joking. I gotta be clear. She's so dopey. I apologize. That was me. Anyone who knows me personally knows I have an immense love for animals, including my own. I would never do anything to purposefully, physically, or mentally harm any animal. I won't even do it mentally. I won't even fuck with the dog's brain.
Keith, this is one of those...
I won't gaslight my dog.
You don't even have a clip for this.
No.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting.
He does not mind. Oh, when the Olympics was happening and people were just like breaking their shit in the best ways ever.
Yep.
He's like, come look at this. And I go, Keith, you know the kind of stuff I like and don't like looking at. Please, I know it's the Olympics. This guy's knee got bent every which way. Keith has a smile like, look at this. I didn't even know I didn't even know it could do that to a leg.
But
this one.
But animals are helpless.
Yeah, he won't even play the video.
Well, when you see horror movies,
yeah.
you see all these kids dying, and then they kill the dog. And you're like, not the fucking dog, you ghost asshole.
That's why everyone loves John Wick.
Yeah.
That's why everyone loves John Wick.
It's all over a dog.
They're like, we get it. Go. Go.
Again, I should not have yelled at him or have been physically aggressive as I was, and I'm fully aware of that. He was not hurt, nor has he ever been purposefully hurt by me. I know I'll be in many future situations where he's being physical, but I will not respond this way again.
Why
PETA,
not?
Please, someone. PETA, SPCA, friends, family,
No,
something.
wait. But why won't you behave that way?
Yeah.
It's not like he got hurt.
Because the camera's not rolling.
But I don't get it. What
Right.
kind of change do you need to do? He's going to behave that way.
You're right.
Why do you need to change? He's not hurt. You didn't spit, and it's a 75-pound dog. What could you do? Nothing. None of that says you're going to do anything.
How many followers, Andrew, does this influencer have? The YouTube is Brooke Houts. Maybe she's on Instagram.
And what does she do?
Influences.
About...
Things.
Got it.
Right.
Come on, Ophira, get with it.
Okay, sorry. Jump cuts.
Andrea's saying
she's working on free healthcare for everybody. I mean, who the fuck knows? She unboxes things. I got a blender today.
She unboxes things. It is. I was thinking, if you guys want to do this with me, I want to create a band. No one plays. We just take really amazing Instagram photos of us with our instruments and see how far we can get.
I am in your band.
To a gig.
Can I tell you something? I am very, very good at holding a guitar.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
That's all you got to do.
I've had one for years.
Can I pretend to be a drummer? Because
Yes.
there's no way in life that I would ever be.
Yes, pick an instrument, and we just got to put on some neat clothes
Sure.
and camera, and just take bazillions of cool shots post them, and let's see if we can get a gig.
I could find neat clothes. I do my laundry. Andrea wrote in, she slams his head down. It's vile.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
if I could figure out where this person lived, if they lived near me, I would go over there.
Really?
Like I can't stand that. I would take that
go
dog
over
away.
there.
Yeah, I'd take that dog away. Just take it away.
For what it's worth, and I don't know what this means, cops are looking into it. Who knows?
Cops are looking into it.
Yeah.
Very important people.
Family or friends that have spent any amount of time with Sphinx. First of all, don't let me now get to know your dog.
Sphinx,
lover of chocolate. Family and friends who have spent any amount of time with Sphinx and me know that we have a trusting, loving relationship.
Yeah, he trusts that you're going to beat the shit out of him.
I know.
329,000 people subscribe on YouTube. All he wants to do is be by my side, cuddle with me, and be around me, which I love. My love for him is exponential and infinite. And I do everything I can in my day-to-day to ensure that he is living as happily as he can.
Is this still the same letter?
It keeps going?
Yeah.
Is this by one person?
I'm sorry that my actions in that particular moment did not reflect that. About my Twitter. I deactivated my account earlier in the day.
I don't want to hear real thoughts.
Oh, I see. That's a step in the right direction.
Right.
Less from you.
And I killed myself. Oh. When I went to open it, I was met with an excess of notifications of people telling me I'm messed up, a bad person, that I'm going to hell, that I belong in jail, etc. For my own mental health, and no other reason besides that, I didn't think it was necessary for me to be reading those comments at that time. Too much. Lastly, I don't.
Is it?
Finally, in conclusion.
Did we find a conclusion?
I would only have sex with this woman once. She disgusts me so much.
Yeah.
How old is she?
20s, I assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lastly, I don't want to make this statement seem like it's me defending myself, because that is not my goal. I do want to point out what actually happened, though.
What is your goal? To point
my
out what
gosh.
actually happened on video that we saw?
Right.
Are you going to mansplain it now?
My intent by explaining the situation is to give those of you who are rightfully angry with me the explanation that you deserve.
When it looked like I was spitting, I secretly brushed my teeth in between takes, and it just, foams up. You know how, like, when you have to spit, you just have to spit? But I wasn't on him.
No, we were both slobbering.
How come when a dog does it? I'm getting my dog into training, and I'm looking at ways to improve how I personally train him at home. Apparently, you're not supposed to do it by slamming their head into the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that wasn't intuitive.
Do I know everything in the world? No. I'm sorry that you guys had to watch that footage and were upset by it, and I'm sorry to my dog for raising my voice and acting aggressively. In my heart, and from the words of the people that spend the most time with me, I know that I'm a great dog mom, but not perfect.
You should
my
stop.
God,
You should not write that.
Yeah, but not perfect.
There you go.
I can't inject my silliness because it's going to confuse the listener what's real and what's not.
You know what? Did she really wrote, but not perfect,
Yeah.
right? This is the same as what can I say?
Right.
This is like, if you're just like right under perfect, it's like, well, everyone expects me to be perfect. Nobody said any of the shit that you're answering.
Right.
You are responding to your own head trying to fix everything.
I know I'm a great dog mom, but not perfect. That I spoil him in the best ways, and he gets all the treats he could ever want. And that the Amazon Prime mailman is probably tired of delivering packages of dog toys to my house.
Okay, again, I'm gonna compare this to the dude who slams his wife's head just once.
Yeah.
Just once.
Yeah.
You should see all the jewelry that I buy her.
She got flowers.
She got flowers. You should see like how I massage her feet. Yes, the people who slam women's heads into the wall also do the most romantic, most awesome, most like envy-worthy type
That's right.
things. And it's because they can go, well, I don't get it.
You know what? I have this. It's a list I kept on the notebook app of my phone, and it sounds very intense, but it's like, remember, abusers are, and it's like people that are super outgoing and fun to be around. Like everything that you think that you're like, that person could never do that. It's like, we'll buy you gifts, we'll buy you your meal, we'll help out someone.
We'll
like
be thoughtful.
We'll be thoughtful.
Like more thoughtful than the people not abusing you. We'll learn about you so they could be even more thoughtful
That's
than
right.
what you think, and then slam your head into the wall. And then you can say, that's not usually me. And then you're chasing a high. I want that nice person.
Again, this does not make my actions of the footage okay, but man.
How much longer is this thing?
But I'm just explaining what my day-to-day life is really like, whether you believe me or not.
Okay.
What did you describe? I'm nice. You didn't see that video.
You didn't see that video.
On a serious note.
Oh, boy.
What was the rest of this?
I guess the joke was the Amazon Prime delivery guy is upset at her for getting all the treats.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. By the way, the Amazon guy probably does hate you, so let's just...
Absolutely.
If we're keeping it real, you are intolerable in person.
And also shop local.
On a serious note, I love you guys, and I want to thank you for pointing out things that you think are wrong and discussing them because the world needs more of that. These assholes, they get caught doing something. I'm glad it started a discussion. Of what? Beating me?
God.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing that up.
The world needs more. We're divided more than ever.
Wow.
That you all can get together and wish me ill. Beautiful to see. I gotta be honest.
I mean, I just, please, everyone, unfollow that person.
Again, right.
Leave Equinox.
On a serious note, I love you guys, and I want to thank you for pointing out things you think are wrong and discussing them because the world needs more of that. I hope you give me the chance to prove that these statements about myself do align with my actions. All my love, Brooke Houts.
What's all your love?
That's how she signs off.
I don't know.
I like it. I like it.
I don't know that I want.
You like
your
it?
love.
It's on brand.
Oh, okay. All my love. Well, that must be for me specifically.
No, but her love sounds terrifying.
It sounds totally terrifying.
I don't want any of your love, let alone all of it. You have all your love towards that dog. That's what you think love is.
The dog ruined the shot. I mean, it's just like, it's classic narcissist. I mean, you know, if there was a parody of a narcissistic diva who, you know, was just completely empty inside.
This would be an apology in The Onion.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, that is the problem with so much, right? That satire, no one can do satire anymore as a comedy device because satire is reality.
Yeah, weren't there people who watched the Stephen Colbert show and just thought
it was
just
real?
It was just a
that
straight...
he was right wing and all that.
Yeah, and all those silly questions he would ask his guests, like, "Well, don't you think that we should just kill a person?" You know, whatever extreme. And they were like, "Yeah,
right,
yeah."
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. And then I start thinking, because there are people who listen to podcasts, and when they go, and, you know, Keith, sometimes you throw out a sarcastic thing like, "Well, that's how all women are,"
right?
And it's making fun of people saying that's how all women are. But I know that there are people listening to our words and just going, yeah, even Keith says so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get in trouble with it every once in a while on NPR because people take things at face value. And they're jokes. Like, they are jokes, and they just take them at face value. Right. They don't hear the little turn of phrase. I mean, it's amazing.
It's so weird when you say about satire. I'm late, of course, but I finally saw The West Wing.
Yeah.
And it's odd that Trump's president. I'm watching The West Wing, and they got to fix some mistake because by accident somebody that works for the White House implied they don't like journalists. And where now I live in this world, I'm like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
No, it's
who
right.
cares? Why is everybody scrambling to fix about their comment on journalists? Who cares?
It's so right. Low priority. You're like, yeah. Well, also journalism obviously has been gutted because now we have everyone's their journalist. Everyone's their own journalist.
But wherever it was, Trump made it worse.
Oh God.
Yeah. Just he coined fake news. Now, if you don't like what you're listening to,
fake news.
It's fake news.
Yep.
Well,
actually, it's very hard sometimes to differentiate between real news and fake news because people just want to be the first ones out there. So here's half a story, and now, you know, panic the rest through it.
Yep.
Right. Here's your new president. It's like the election's tomorrow. we got a feeling.
We have a feeling because we fixed it up.
You remember, of course, how the president was talking about Charlottesville, was talking about the white supremacists saying there's people on both sides that are good and bad. He's saying that never happened.
Perfect.
But why not?
Why not?
Why not? Every time he says that never happened, it goes on record that it never happened.
That's right.
That's the end of the world, right?
Well, I wonder, so when a politician makes a big gaffe, doesn't matter anymore. I don't know. This is Joe Biden on the campaign trail.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
Sour Patch Kids. What the fuck am I saying? I'll play it again.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids.
They're like, we know. We're already
think about it.
The movie kids. Look
that-
over here.
Was that little ding like his campaign manager shocking his cerebellum to like that new word? Because it's like that.
Right.
He's like wealthy kids, wealthy.
It's like an improv game. Try again.
Poor kids can be just as good as white kids, and I say vote for Kamala. Sorry, bye. I just fucked up.
Fucking hell.
I keep joking. I like making up bad political cocktails. Like just dumb things, like literally like a, I was saying like if you want a White Russian, you have to order the Mueller report. I like have a fake bar in Brooklyn where you have to order these things.
Is this going to get in the way of our band?
Democracy Breeze. No, this will not get in the way of our brand. Democracy Breeze, not so bad. Too bad no one. But I keep wanting someone to rename an old-fashioned Biden.
I say that. Yeah.
That would be great, right?
Yeah.
Just everyone in Brooklyn has to say a Biden if they want old-fashioned.
Is he crazy, or did I liked him when he ran for vice president? I watched those debates. I wasn't really watching debates. I loved him. I'm like, this guy could be president.
Can you
Now I don't see that.
Can you imagine how Obama is like, dude, if you would have just shut up. Like, I feel like they did everything in their power to contain this person and made him the stories. You felt for him. He cried. You're like, what a great guy.
I don't think this is a mistake that will follow him enough to ruin this chance. I don't think so.
Oh, if anything. I mean, in the world we live in right now, people are like, yeah. I mean, talk about taking things that...
Well, that's the thing. You have to sink down to Trump's level, and you have to not give a fuck.
Yeah.
You have to not... Joe Biden, say that you never said that.
Right. Just say you never said that.
That didn't happen. Well, here's the footage. What are you talking about?
So, this is so stereotypical for women, but I know some people that are like, I don't like Kamala. And I have said, why? And they say, well, I have some friends who are friends of friends, who have worked with her, and she's a bitch.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
And you know what my response was? Good. Right? I want a bitch.
Right.
I guess in that regard, like she's not a little bitch. You know what I mean? She's confident, maybe?
I know. It's just all those terrible things where it's like she probably was not particularly kind, did not care where someone was coming from. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The same thing that any guy would be talked about as, respected or thinking about the larger cause or whatever, all the positive attributes.
I have felt that but people who listen to the beginning of this show, like back in 2005 and Start Again, they've commented that my voice was higher. And it's not like I went through any hormone treatment or anything like that.
Like you were more pleasing.
I was, hey, so how are you? How's it going? And like it's a code switching that I stayed in.
Yeah. Same thing happened to me. Yeah. Exactly. My voice on radio used to be higher.
Yeah.
It did. Because I was taking care of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking take care of yourself.
Right.
This is where I need to be. Yeah. But it is, I think I've told you this before, that I did have a voice training with someone right when I started working radio. And they told me specifically to lower my register because when men hear me in a higher register, they're just going to hear their mom or girlfriend nagging or yelling at them.
Wow. Over trivia.
How much did you pay to learn that about yourself?
Right. That everybody has mommy issues.
But it's true. Like, I know that I've had people go, stop yelling at me, and I was speaking in this tone.
Yeah, stop
I'm just
yelling.
like, okay, I'm yelling at you.
Okay. Cool. Why are you so serious? What?
Right. Well, I don't need whisper yelling either. Why are you so serious?
Whisper yelling. No, I'm very happy.
You know what? This bothered me today on the corner. A cop car has their lights on.
Yeah.
And not the siren. I'm about to cross the street. I'm able to cross the street. I get the walk sign. But the cop has its lights, and it looks like it's about to make a turn. So, of course, wait. Then the cops get out of the car. but not in a hurry.
Okay.
And so I go, okay, I'm going to walk. So I walk. They walk into the Starbucks that's right there on that corner. That made me so angry.
They were just getting a coffee?
And have the lights on at an intersection and at least 3 or 4 groups of people that happen to be black left the Starbucks.
Oh.
And I don't think it was a coincidence.
Oof.
And it angered 2 white cops. It angered me so much that, you know, if you see a cop do that, get in their car and drive it a block.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
I see people are dousing cops now on the street with water. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, a little water. Not meter maids. They get it enough, believe me. But the real cops, sure.
But the people who can get
Fuck
away
you.
with it the most probably look like you. You're not going to get into a cop's car. and
Well, I
drive
didn't
a
do
block.
it. You know, I'm not saying I'm a hero. But
But
Not-
be the hero you want to see.
right. But if I can egg somebody out there that's willing
You know
to,
what?
just
You-
drive the cop car a fucking block. You motherfuckers, you didn't even wave me it's time to walk. You like that power to me, and you like the way you walked in like you were John Wayne
Yep.
in the Starbucks, because I stopped. I saw the whole thing. And I
You
was
could
upset.
pee in the gas tank.
Mm,
That's what I would recommend.
okay.
With your equipment? That's how you get guys to do things.
Yeah, right.
And with your equipment?
I know. It would be just like one of those big gas nozzles.
I bet you don't have a big enough dick. I do. It's long enough, big enough. You'll see. That made me so angry. All right, here's a little fun news. There's going to be a sequel to the movie Coming to America.
No, no.
Is it called Leaving America?
I go back.
That's so bad. First of all,
1988 was Coming to America.
love that movie.
Me too.
Okay. Classic. Mwah.
Right.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wipers.
Yes.
He can't even wipe his own ass. He's a king or a prince.
The royal penis is clean. Yes, absolutely. Love a lot of things about it, but let's remember a few things. One, when it's time and he gets to meet his wife, he makes her jump up and down on one foot and bark to make sure that she really is trained to be his wife. He's like, fascinating. You're barking. Okay. 2,
But he wasn't pleased with that, right? He wasn't pleased with that life.
and that's what makes him so deep. 2, here's another thing that makes him deep that it makes me want to throw up. The woman that he's after is so humble that she lets everything just happen to her, and she doesn't mind that he's poor and he has rats in his house.
Right.
And like all this story of here's a prince and you were the only one who saw it.
Yes.
Oh, what a woman to have. And then he's like, well, and she's like, you're a prince. And she gets mad. Okay. Now, she has the right to be mad because he has been lying the entire relationship. Okay?
Yeah.
Making friends with her dad just to get in that ass.
Right.
Right.
All right. And then he's, you know, the kind of prince that, you know, was living in terrible squalor. Remember when he asked for $1 million transfer and that's how his father found him?
I don't remember any details of this movie at all. How do you remember it so well?
It's Coming to America, and I thought it was what we were supposed to watch. You didn't get it when you migrated. I don't.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's immigration 101.
I know it,
It
does.
came with her injections.
I do have one of those old school. I'm an immigrant.
Is it smallpox or what was it for?
I don't know, but I don't have it. But maybe that's how I got my tumor. Now that I think about it, it's one that like only people around they stopped around my age.
The stamp.
But yeah, they have the stamp, and it's a circle on the top of my arm that
Right.
nobody really gets anymore. But it's like, oh, foreigner.
With 3 dots, right? Maybe mumps, measles, rubella.
No, 3 dots is something else. This is like some circle, and it looks bumpy, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
like a little.
Oh, like the audio cables.
It looks
Yeah,
like
wi-
it looks like they branded me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like because it was like that stamp thing. Ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung. Yep, exactly. You're right. Coming to America was in my green card package, but I didn't read it.
Can I do my Eddie Murphy impression for you?
Please.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to do stand-up, but they wanted to make Coming to America too. I was just about to do it.
Because I don't want to Coming to America too, because I know it's gonna be them being fake humble in their royal majesty thing. They find another reason to go to America. Oops, he still doesn't understand things, and she has to walk him through while being the most awesome person, while totally not caring about your money, because that's what whores do.
Right, but I don't think it holds up. Like, I don't think you can do this at all. I am very curious.
They redid Overboard. Do you understand what I'm saying right now?
Okay.
Do you remember
All
that
right.
goddamn thing?
Sure, yeah,
That is magical. Where a dude pretends to be the husband of a woman who just lost consciousness, and when she woke up, she doesn't remember anything. So he has her fall in love with him and his children, makes, quote, love to her. And she goes, oh, is it still the same as when we first met? Every day with you, it's like the same time, every time with you. I'm like, ew. Then he buys her a washer for her birthday, and he manages to make her thrilled about it. Now, I ask you, should it be called Gaslight, maybe? And not
The
Overboard?
title was already
That's
taken.
better. Can you be part of something where I can just click on? I'm like, I don't remember how this movie goes. And I just click on, and you're like, you don't remember how this movie goes? The woman doesn't.
Right.
What else do you need? Clueless? Okay, Clueless.
Wait till Henda explains the Bible.
That's great. So good.
Yeah, and Coming to America, they're in whatever country they were originally from, and
I don't think they say what country. I think they just go Africa.
Right. Yeah, right.
The fucking continent.
Right.
And then they show he's walking with his dad about, well, you're becoming a man and now you just need to get a vagina. What's the problem? And then like a lion walks by and it's like, totally normal here in Africa. Here's a giraffe. We're royalty, so we got all the royal animals. No worries, guys. We know how to train them. Africa.
And then they look at a map and they go, where will I find a queen that's a more normal person for me? And so they come to Queens, New York.
That's right.
And even as a kid, I'm like, that's funny because that's deadly. Cut to I move here.
Oh my God! I bet
Full circle.
I bet in the sequel they'll go to Brooklyn because that's Kings County.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. They're like, where do
I
we
just
belong?
wrote a movie. I bet I just wrote a movie. Sorry. I'm
You
sorry.
wrote not only first you did the Sparks notes, and then you wrote a movie, which is even better. You've done both jobs.
Thank you. Ophira.
Yes, you've done both jobs.
Can somebody appreciate my talent, please?
5 stars.
40 employees at Walmart's e-commerce office in San Bruno, California, walked out to protest the retail chain's gun sale policy following the deadly shooting in El Paso, Texas.
40. So that is 1% of the employees.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the employees are taking on the responsibility of losing their finances for their
wage.
family.
And it's the white-collar employees, to be clear. They're making more money, I mean.
But it shouldn't be the employees that it's like, thank you for doing
Yes.
that. But that is such a risk that you're taking based on like what you can't buy these people.
How odd is that? There's a shooting in a Walmart. You go to work the next day at Walmart. You're selling somebody a gun. It's odd. What do you do? Do you put a sign? We're taking a week off on guns.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, what the fuck?
I mean,
by the way, on our forum, we had a show where we talked about the recent shootings.
Yeah.
Or some of the recent shootings.
Right.
And on our forums, was it Pumpkin? But somebody wrote that, like, hey, in the same week or just recently, there was a shooting right in my town, and she like experienced it. She was near the area, and they only managed to kill one person, but they were spraying, and it did not make the news.
yeah, well, that's where we're at right now.
Right. You got to be a mass shooting with so many dead. Or,
I think it's 3 and up, and I'm not kidding.
oh, yeah.
I think there's actually like a thing where it's 2 people.
Well, there's just because you don't you think you just had these back-to-back shootings. There are multiple shootings over the weekend.
Didn't we hear that
Multiple.
there's one every day
Yeah, I
in
believe it.
America?
Yeah. You heard maybe in Times Square, a motorcycle backfired. They're
Yeah.
looking into if a guy was deliberately fucking around or not. But a motorcycle backfired, and you see video, Times Square, you see video of people running in all directions
Of
to get away
course.
from it.
It was so scary to watch. Everyone's really running. And then they interview people afterwards. And this is, of course, you don't even think about this. Shoes were everywhere because if you're running and your shoe came up, you keep
You
running.
just keep going.
Bags were everywhere. People's belongings, they just dropped it and just ran. People were panicking. They didn't know where to go. And then you got those people on those stairs.
Oh,
And
the TKT, like the ticket
Yes.
stairs.
I thought it was amazing that they didn't trample themselves. So some people, of course, got hurt because you're just running and you're going to fall and you're going to push someone by accident.
Great.
Right.
Good world.
Yeah.
Well, this is what the terrorists, when we think of terrorism, this is what they want us to do.
Oh, yeah. No,
they
this is
wanted us
perfect.
to be scared shitless, and we did it to ourselves now.
State of panic.
Walmart, of course, not banning guns, but they have decided to remove violent video game displays following the mass shooting.
Yeah, because, can we just finally admit that the NRA runs everything?
Sarah Beatty writes, next they're going to hide all the copies of A Star is Born to end the opioid epidemic. Merriam-Webster, the dictionary people. These are the top things people searched for. Screed, manifesto, white nationalist, white supremacist, assault rifle, nationalism, terrorism, nationalist, rhetoric, bigot, assault weapon, invasion. These are the number one looked up words right
in the
now.
dictionary.
Yeah. Yeah, on online dictionaries, yeah.
See, at least you used to be able to do that privately.
Right.
But you know, it makes
I type in how to be a better person in Google just in case it comes out somehow.
Acceptance.
but it makes sense that people look up nationalism because it's like, wait, what does nationalism
Right.
mean?
Right.
Why are we wait, if that's nationalism, was I wrong about what nationalism
Right.
means?
Right.
Like, what is that?
I did the pledge every morning.
Manifesto. Was that 2 or something?
Number 2, yeah, followed by screed.
What's screed?
What
Like
is-
a manifesto?
Oh, okay.
Oh, just a quick word?
Yeah, when you
I
don't
already
have all
looked
day.
it
It's trending because I wonder why it's trending.
I wonder about these manifestos. What makes it a manifesto? Oh, I guess that's why people are looking it up because it's like, what if people find my diary? Does it become a manifesto because I killed someone?
Right. I know. I think that's a screed.
Right, that's more screed. Here, let's leave on a fun topic. I saw the movie Lovelace. This is about 5 years old, a biopic.
I saw this years ago. Thank you, everybody.
Good job. I loved it. It got 54% on Rotten Tomatoes by critics, 36% by people. I thought it was every actor I thought was brilliant.
Amazing.
And an hour and a half. That's my speed.
Oh, you know what? I am so with you. Every time someone says it's 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm like,
Yeah.
why does it even have any editors in the credits?
Right.
Edit.
I see editor and I'm like, bullshit. No way. No, we want less bang for our buck. An hour and a half, you're in, you're out.
I don't. It's so weird to hear Keith go, it was such a good movie. And it was. The acting was fucking amazing. The story really cleared a lot of shit up for me.
Amanda Seyfried.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and, but it's weird to say it was such a good movie because it destroyed me. This woman, and so this is about the woman, Deep Throat, right?
Yes.
So
The first big porn star, Linda Lovelace.
Yeah.
yeah, so this is the biggest thing that I took away from that. She's like, I did 12 minutes. It was something like 12 minutes.
Okay.
Came out from me. And
I worked for 12 minutes.
I worked for 12 minutes, and it was like never ending. This was my life. Her blowjob for 12 minutes on screen that she wasn't okay with.
In the movie Deep Throat,
Yeah.
her character has her clitoris is in her throat. So she blows people to have sex.
No, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
But her husband, her mother, here's what happens. Okay, she thinks she's in love. He's a narcissist fuck. She's never been outside of the house by herself, obviously. This is a long time ago. So when she marries him, there's like this passion and this beauty, but she's like this innocent, I just got out of my parents' house. Turns out she could really stick a dick down her throat. It's magical, and this guy is now going to take advantage of that. He brought her into into a porno studio, and they were like in shock. Everyone's turning their head to the side. It was fucking magical. That's it. It sparked her porno career. She didn't do anything else, but her husband did, spoiler alert, sell her to human beings after that. Just as like, this is your wifely duty. She tried to escape. She went to her mother's house for a
That's
night.
the shocking part.
Yeah, this was crazy. She went to her mother's house, and she was like, I really can't, like, distraught. Like, if you ever see your kid like that, you're just like, whatever you need. And I know I'm not supposed to, like, push just give you what you need, but right now you need all of it. Like, that's the face she had.
And she downplays it, but she's like, he's beating me.
Yeah, she does. And but you just look at that woman's face and you're like, that's not right. And we're gonna deal with this in the morning because it was like after midnight or something. And her mother gets on the phone with her husband and she's like, you better get back to that. This is not your house anymore. Go and do what your husband says. And what her husband says that night is 10 people are gonna fuck you one at a time, whether you like it or not. They paid me like probably $75.
Right. And the mom's
So
like,
Keith says it's a beautiful movie.
right.
Wow.
Well acted, well acted.
So yeah, the kind of thing that you would summer vacation.
Right. Well, Linda's saying to her mom, "Can I just stay here for a couple days? I got to figure something out." She goes, "No, you're embarrassing us. You're married. How's it going to look that our daughter who's married is living with us?" And even the end.
And you've put on a few pounds.
Right. When she rates a book, she announces it on the Donahue show. By the way, I love when they do that. They have the real Donahue from at the time, and then they cut to Amanda, and I'm like, it's like you're there. I love that stuff. So anyway, she comes back to meet the mom. The mom saw her on Donahue. The mom feels like a piece of shit. As they're hugging, all the daughter needs is the mom to say, "I'm sorry." That's all the closure she needs, and the mom won't do it. It's like, okay, well, let's not make it a federal case. Okay, I'm happy to see you. You're happy to see me. The end. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
I wanted to throw up at the end of that, but what an incredible story, because all we knew about her was that she's so into sucking dick.
Right.
Like, how did we get that in our head?
I know, and that was like, no, some people are, some people are.
By the way, did I say let's leave on something fun? I apologize. Anyway, it's a good movie.
Although I still like Hamda's summaries of movies. I really want this to be a thing.
Thank you.
Everybody loves it.
Good.
I saw it on Amazon, so after you're done jerking off to The Boys.
Does The Boys have anything to do with Israel or Hebrew or something? Because I saw...
it's a terrible title.
I saw... a poster of it on the platform of the subway, and it had in Hebrew writing Hanearim, which means like the young men or the boy.
Oh no!
And I'm like, wait a minute, is it in Israel? Is it like
no, not at all?
Oh, that's weird.
Weird choices.
Just someone putting together the posters is Israeli.
It's just graffiti, and I'm taking it too far.
Right. It's all the circles. It's all the same. Ophira, of course. Ophira, she mentioned NPR. It's NPR's Ask Me Another.
Sure. Yeah.
Ophira. It just makes her laugh every time I say that. Does anyone in your family say Ophira?
I mean, everyone on my father's side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it trigger good things or bad things?
It does. It's, softness. There's a softness.
Right.
Although it is so aggressive.
I am raspy.
Ophira, what are you doing? Hey, Keith, maybe read a couple things that she did so people can know where it's going, where to find it.
I mean, not enough.
When I was your age,
yeah, exactly.
Just said, how do you think you came to this country? I know that I didn't bring you, but in a way, I brought you.
In a way, it's perfect.
Ophira has been on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, Comedy Central, VH1, the Today Show, Fox, E! Channel, CNN.
Ophira,
blah,
stop.
Blah, blah.
You'll like her. You get a chance to see her. You do it. That's my point. Twitter and Instagram, Ophira E.
That's right.
The website is the full name. Good luck. OphiraEisenberg.com.
That's right. Recently updated.
Right. She'll go out with you if you find the website. You know what I mean?
Because that means that you're in front of my house. It's just my website's a piece of paper that I hold up.
Secret Loft Show is coming up on the 16th.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Secret's out.
Secret is out. Is that what I'm doing next? Okay, yeah, great. Thanks for the reminder.
So follow her on social media, and she'll tell you what's doing. NPR's Ask Me Another is having a live taping August 29th.
Yes.
7:30 p.m. at the Bell House.
These things are so fun, and I am not into trivia. I see trivia nights as come on over and we'll do homework together and be snide and fucking assholes to each other. And some of us are cheating and it's obvious. And those are the ones who are the biggest assholes.
I know.
That's my summary of that. But
it's perfect. It's perfect. And there was a story there, beginning, middle, and end.
But Ask Me Another, and I have said this before, if they did not have you, and I know you're not supposed to say this, you just keep quiet. But holy shit.
Agreed.
You make
Holy shit. I agree.
You make everything so much fun. It is just a brightness of the whole show is phenomenal. I can't even believe how quick your mind works with so much information. You are amazing.
That's so nice. Thank you.
Ophira.
I mean, still listen to your 4-year-old sometimes. He has points, but you're very brilliant. Thank you, everybody, very much. Spread the word. Spread the word. That's how we keep going. KeithAndTheGirl.com. Tell your friends. We appreciate it very, very much. Have a great weekend.